after the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
I don't love splitting the use of timeouts. I think you got to use them on either side of the 2-minute warning together.
Mohamed Zacchaeus has got 2 touchdowns left after today. On 1st and 10, Daniels sideline, McLaurin timing route, first down. He got 11 goals first time. Really showing pressure and bringing it. Daniels steps up, makes a man miss. Jayden Daniels, first down inside the 25.
It's really been the difference maker. Jalen Carter has him, but we've just seen they've had a hard time getting him on the ground.
Under a minute to go, another blitz coming, and so an open man underneath.
No matter what, and of course, it goes without saying, you cannot take a sack.
McLaurin to the bottom of the screen, 2nd and goal, 10 seconds. Daniels fires, end zone, touchdown! Jamison Crowder, preposterous! 5 turnovers, and the lead with seconds remaining.
And Jamison Crowder's just going to run a simple little middle bend. And Zach Bond, for whatever reason, he just drops him and never flips his hips.
And that's how the Washington Commanders pull off one of the most prolific comebacks in their franchise history. We already seen the comeback against the Chicago Bears, but this one felt extra special because we overcame adversity in this game from penalties, 3 penalties on Marshall Lattimore, which one was pretty BS. 5 turnovers, 2 interceptions by Daniels, 2 fumbles by Robinson, 1 fumble by Brown. Overcame a crucial 4th down play that Benjamin St. Jude's could have tackled A.J. Brown in play, but he got the first down. And thank God Devontae Smith dropped a crucial pass that could have potentially ended the game for the Commanders. But nevertheless, Jayden Daniels, I do believe Jayden Daniels had 2 or 3 comeback wins. But guess what? It is one of the most impressive wins because he just took the team down the field, showed poise, showed preciseness, didn't get rattled, beat the team with his legs and his arms. Yeah, Jalen Hurts got knocked out of the game. That's football. Sorry. I don't want to hear nothing about we beat the Eagles without Jalen Hurts. Hey, guess what? Jayden Daniels was hurt when y'all beat us. So, hey, it's what it is. We ain't made no excuse about it. We went on to play. But nevertheless, the Washington Commanders are now 10-5, has 1 more game to lock up their first playoff in I think since 2012 when we had RG3. So this is something special. Then this team has a chance to finish the season 12 wins, 12-5 with Atlanta and Dallas the last 2 games. This team could hit the 12-game mark. Let me go back and say this. I did say the Commanders will be 13-4 on the season, but hell, 12-5 will be very saucy for this team. Very saucy. Because guess what? Nobody expected us. We went from 13-14 last year all the way to 10-5 now, had a chance to go 12-5 in the last 2 games of the season and make the playoff. I mean, you got to think about it. The Commanders was able to outscore the Philadelphia Eagles in the second half, 22 in the 4th quarter, 22-6. I mean, literally just shut the Eagles down in the second half when the Eagles was all in the first half, was pretty much taking it to us. Saquon Barkley had over 100 and something yards in the first half. He only had 27 yards in the second half. I mean, if you look at the stats on this, as soon as I can pull it up, y'all can look. I can look, give it to you. You think about this. Statistical stats. Jayden Daniels, 24 to 23, 258 yards, averaging 10 yards a pass, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 sack. And the thing about this, the offensive line got better in the second half. The defense got better in the second half. Jalen Daniels overcame an 8-game sack last week against the Saints and able to beat the Saints, a game that we could have blown them out. He could have had 4 touchdown passes in that game. Then you overcome a 5-turnover game to come back and beat a team that was on a 10-game winning streak. Oh, by the way, 2 years ago on Monday night, when the Philadelphia Eagles was undefeated, we broke their streak of being undefeated, the undefeated team in the league. And now we come back and break their record of being on a 10-game winning streak. So we love breaking streaks when it comes to breaking the Eagle streaks when it comes to us. We love that. Jayden Daniels ran for 81 yards. He was he was the leading rusher of the team. Now, Brian Robinson had 10 carries, 24 yards, but his role got diminished because he had two fumbles that led to touchdowns for them. Now we had 3 turnovers that led to 20 points for the Eagles. So, and it just goes to show you that, hey, Chris Rodriguez came in, Jeremy McNichols came in. They didn't do nothing, but they gave a blow. But Jayden Daniels did it. He had a crucial 30-yard run in the I think it was in the third quarter. Yeah, third quarter. It was 4th and 11, and he got the first down off of it. Washington has been very good on 4th down this year. Very, very good on 4th down and even on 3rd down. And that play right there kept the momentum alive, where it was able to go down and score. So if you go back, they didn't score in the third quarter, but they put them in position to score. Like I said, they had outscored them 22-6 in the fourth quarter. So if you go down go down to the fourth quarter, early on, Washington got a touchdown by Zacchaeus. That put it up. And matter of fact, Zacchaeus he scored 2 touchdowns, had almost 100 yards in this game. He had a great game. Jameson Crowder, 2 touchdowns as well. And I was glad to see Jameson Crowder back, to be honest with you, because Jameson Crowder was missed in a couple of games, especially with his punt return. But now they didn't let him run the punt return. They allowed Luke McCaffrey to do all of that, and he really put us in a lot of good positions. And then Jameson Crowder was used more on the offensive end when we needed him. So I was glad of that. Jameson Crowder had 2 catches. He was targeted 4 times, had 2 catches for 15 yards, and plus 2 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had an outside fade. He was targeted 6 times for 5 yards, 5 receptions for 60 yards. And this is his 5th straight 1,000-yard season. So hats off with Terry McLaurin. And now that he got a quarterback, you could look for Terry McLaurin to eclipse the 1,000 yards each season. You know what I'm saying? He might have a record-breaking 8 straight, to be honest with you. Zach Ertz came in. He had 1 catch for 12 yards. I didn't even remember that. Bates got Cafferty came in. Like I said, Crowder chipped in. De'Ami Brown, he had a crucial fumble, but he still made up for it for a long completion and early in the third quarter. When the Commanders were deep in their own territory, and he got a bomb. So he was targeted 5 times for 4 catches, 56 yards. And the longest one was a 51-yard catch. Brian Robinson caught a couple of passes here and there. But like I said, Brian Robinson's role kind of got diminished a little bit, because the fact of the matter is that he fumbled. he had two crucial fumbles that could have really hurt the team a lot. It could have hurt the team a whole heck of a lot. Um, I'm run down some statistical sets in the game. Jalen Daniels had 339 total yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a passer rating of 99 against the number one ranked defense in the league. Against the number one ranked defense. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think about it. Slay and CJ Gardner, they was trying to play dirty. They were trying to play dirty. They were trying to rough up Terry McLaurin and all the wide receivers and stuff like that and try to talk trash. Now, Gardner got tossed out the game for 2 personal fouls. I ain't know what it was, but then you had A.J. Brown they was throwing these passes to A.J. Brown and getting pass interference call. Now, I could tell you this. The one that they gave him when he was trailing him and he was holding him, pass interference. But the first one they gave him, AJ Brown was clearly holding him like this, and the referee was looking at it, and Lattimore was trying to get his hand, holding his hand, trying to get his hand down, and the referee could have seen he was holding him. Where the player, they called a pass interference on Lattimore. That was 1 of 3. So. And it seemed like the referee was trying to get the Eagles a lot of field position to put the game away. But the Eagles with Kenny Pickett didn't do anything special. So, but this was the best performance to me for Jayden Daniels all season. Matter of fact, it goes up there with that game he had against Cincinnati on a Monday night football game. We could have beat Dallas the first time around. If the punter didn't mess up. Jayden Daniels is the first rookie to throw 5+ touchdown passes and rush for 50 yards in a single game. The first rookie in NFL history to have a multiple game with winning touchdowns in the final seconds of the fourth quarter. Something special, man. Something special. John Klein also reported that in the second half, Barkley had 27 yards on 16 carries. That was key, because we was not allowing Saquon Barkley to beat us. If anything, we knew that once Jalen Hurts was out of the game, the game plan was going to change. Kenny Pickett, they was not going to allow Kenny Pickett to throw the ball all over the field, because, yeah, he got some throws a little bit, but they was going to not put the ball in Kenny Pickett's hand to beat us. So they had to rely on Saquon Barkley. And once the Commanders knew that, the Commanders' whole defense shift. They kind of started stacking the box a little bit and forced Barkley to make plays. And once we started stifling Barkley a little bit more, he didn't get all of those explosive plays like he had if it was Jalen Hurts in the game. You know what I'm saying? And that will kind of like gashed us a little bit on, because it could have got ugly. But the fact of the matter is, even though with Barkley doing that early on, it still wasn't enough to watch. And I felt like Washington could have still continued to be in this game at some point in time where they was able to kept it close. Because when Washington did score a touchdown, it was 7-14. Then Barkley hit that 68-yard touchdown run and it put it back up 21. So 21-7. So that was something to kind of like think about too. Washington also, by defeating the Eagles, they improved to 10-5, their best start since 1991. And I think that was the year Mark Rippon, I think they went to the Super Bowl that year. That's the year they went to the Super Bowl. So yeah. And he also, that's the year they went to the Super Bowl. And it marks the first quarterback to throw for 5 touchdown passes since Mark Rippon in 1991. So that's something else kind of special. You got to think about this. Jayden Daniels, if RG3 was Jayden Daniels back then when we draft RG3 and had the smarts, had the patience, we would have had RG3 is what, 30 something? We would have had our franchise quarterback for years. But Jayden Daniels I kept saying this. I kept saying this so many times last year before he was drafted. He was the best quarterback in the draft. He was the complete best quarterback in the draft. He showed a whole lot. He was poised. He don't never look um rattled. He to me, I feel like he has that Tom Brady mold about him. Anytime you see he makes a mistake, he sits on the sideline. He looks up. He keeps himself engaged. When it's time to get on the field, he let his work do itself. I could awfully say this here right now. With the game on the line and it's under 2 minutes, I'd rather see Jalen Daniels get the ball. You know why? Because I know he's going to continue to make things happen. He done had what 2 or 3 game-winning drives already, and he's going to have that more. Now team's going to be like, man, we can't give this guy no time on the clock. We can't leave no time on the clock, because he's going to come down there and he's going to put his team in a position either to the field goal or a touchdown to win the game. And now that's the kind of quarterback that you're dealing with now in the NFC. You're not dealing with just any typical rookie. You're dealing with a quarterback that has a veteran pro level mindset that the game is never over. I mean, if he pulled out his bag today, the LSU Jayden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? He utilized his arm and his legs, and he broke the Sixers, the Philadelphia Eagles in the second half of the game. So right now, Jayden Daniels just broke RG3's total record for complete touchdown. I mean, passing and rushing. Jayden Daniels had 4,040 yards combined passing and rushing, set by RG3 with 4,015 in 2012, and he broke both NFL and franchise records in 2 games with 2 games left. So that's something special right there too. He's continued to set records, set boundaries, doing things that nobody else. Now I do want to send a shout out to rookie Johnny Newton, who had 6 tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, 3 tackles for a loss, and 1 quarterback hit. So he had a good day as well, and everything like that. So yeah, great job for him. But all in all, man, I love what the Washington Commanders are doing. And you also got to look at this Eagles standpoint. The Eagles won games with Jalen Hurts having a stat line of like what Kenny Pickett had with 14-24 for 143 yards and 1 touchdown. But to say they lost the game because of Pickett is kind of crazy because they've been winning games like that with Jalen Hurts. So I don't know. I just feel like they took themselves out. So, but all in all, the game was won. We came back. We stayed poised. We stayed together. We didn't let the game get too big for us. We didn't let the game get out of control. We continued to fight in the game. And that's what I want to see from this team. No matter how you slice it or dice it or cut it, the Washington Commanders is going to be a really great team going forward. They're going to be a team that you don't want to play, really, because once they get more pieces to the puzzle on this team, especially on offense and especially on defense, especially when you can get another lockdown corner. Don't know if we're going to resign Marshawn Lattimore back next year, but you get another lockdown corner to play with standstill over there, and you got safeties, and you get one good linebacker that you could utilize. Because I know Bobby Wagner is a little bit older now, but one thing it's going to do is going to help the Commanders so much. And if you get another speedy wide receiver out there that's going to stretch the field along with Terry, and Jayden could use that deep ball a little bit more, and we do need one more running back, a fast running back, a running back that can hit the hole quicker. Brian Robinson can hit the hole, but if you could tell he's starting to be a little bit banged up a little bit. So we need somebody that we could bring in and he could hit the hole, you know, he could hit the hole quicker and pick up like them yards because then you could use more of Jayden as a dynamic player. So especially when it comes down to having a fast running back out there, and then you don't know who you can deal with, and that running back could catch out the backfield. So that's going to be some things that Washington is going to look forward to in the offseason and into the next draft. But right now, this team still is a dangerous team. It's a dangerous team. The fact of the matter is you got number 5 back there, 5 for 5. You know what I'm saying? Jayden Daniels, number 5, went 5 for 5 today. You know what I'm saying? And just imagine if he didn't have them 2 interceptions. Just imagine if they didn't have them 2 turnovers. They would have blown out the Eagles. The 2 turnovers. I mean, I don't even care about the 1 turnover that led, but if you took them 2 turnovers by Brian Robinson and took them 2 scores off the board, we easily beat this team. But the Philadelphia Eagles thought, and this is one thing about the Eagles, they're so cocky that when they beat you, they're so cocky, they think the game is won. But like I said, Jayden Daniels ain't that typical quarterback. You can't play him like you play any other quarterback what we ever had. You can't do that no more. You got to line up and play this guy because Jayden Daniels, the longer he stay in the game, the longer they keep doing stuff, they're going to continue to hurt you completely. They're going to continue to hurt you. And that's something that you're going to have to be prepared for. And if you're not prepared for it, hey, I'm sorry for you. So, hold on for 1 second here. Now, also, like I said, the Commanders do have 2 games left. They got the Falcons. The Falcons did pull off the win today against the New York Giants, but it's going to be a whole different thing for the Falcons to beat us. You know what I'm saying? Because the Falcons, they start pitting Michael Penix. He had a good, solid game, but Dan Quinn going to be amped up to play them. That game is on Sunday Night Football. Dan Quinn is going to be amped up to play them. Dan Quinn is definitely not going to sit around and play games with it. They're going to bring pressure on Michael Penix. So, and then you think about it. Jayden Daniels already beat the number 1 quarterback. Now he could beat the next quarterback in the draft. So he'll be 2-0 against his counterparts who got drafted with him. So, but with that being said, before I end this video, continue to like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, I'm out.
All right, Jayden, you bust up their win streak. The place is going crazy. We're having fireworks. Just tell me what it's like to lead this team to this.
Means a lot. Came a long way. This is what DQ talked about this whole week. If we want to be one of the heavy hitters, we got to go beat the top dog.
You also talked about this week with your offensive coordinator and with Dan. You want to come out, you want to be aggressive, you want to take it to them. You overcame the turnovers, and then you did that. Tell me how you're just able to put it together as a team when you need to.
Just resilience. You know, obviously we didn't play clean football. We turned the ball over too much. Defense did a hell of a job keeping us in the game, making them kick field goals until we got going.
What about your wide receivers? You spread it around quite a bit in this ball game, got everybody involved. That's got to feel good.
It feels awesome. Everybody going to enjoy their Christmas now.
Okay, go enjoy yours.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.